from studio to bee.
This is Beats and Measures.
I started busking, probably about 3 years ago.
When I started busking? Shit, man. 2006.
And I had some unemployment time coming.
Well, it's hard to get work inside a lot.
I had a guitar with me, but I didn't know anything on it.
Just throw it down, make it happen, no apologies, hope it sounds good.
And you had to be ready and dressed good as any other job you would have.
I still remember the first dollar I made from busking.
And I was having a really bad day. And I needed to make some money right away.
And so this guy, he came to me. He goes, "Hey, man, I love that riff." I made $1, and I was like, oh, shit.
Like Stevie Ray Vaughan said, if I take care of the music will take care of me.
I'd only make like $5 a day or something like that.
We made a good living there, 25 years. It was not that easy. It may look easy, but it's not that easy.
It's like being a nun or something, like taking a vow. Okay, this is what I'm going to do for a while.
Meet guitar player Tamra Chance.
Can we have a rim shot?
Guitarist Billy Banks.
I don't have a title. Just musician, or I don't know, artist. No, I don't know. I don't have one. Sorry.
And Dwayne Oakley.
Vocalist, bass violinist, owner of Nakido Records.
Tamra, Billy, and Dwayne are buskers. Musicians who play their hearts out for handouts.
God knows. I have tried to be responsible. Yes, I have. But right now I'm just busking.
Though they each have their own styles and routines, they have this in common: playing music for commuters and tourists.
What you see and hear from the streets and subway stations tells only a sliver of their stories.
These three San Francisco Bay Area buskers are willing to share the what, how, and why of their musical lives.
My name is Brian Howie.
And I'm Chloe Behrens. You're listening to Beats and Measures,
a series that explores how music shapes people and people shape history.
In each episode, we examine a person, group, or whole culture through the lens of music.
Like this subculture, hidden in plain sight.
The San Francisco Bay Area busking scene.
A busker is a performer or artist in a public space. Subway stations, public squares, anywhere they can get an audience. They do this for whatever money listeners toss their way.
Buskers aren't just musicians. They can be actors, painters, poets, dancers, acrobats, and magicians, too.
The word busker comes from the Spanish buscar, to search for, or the Italian word buscare, to gain.
In English, the word first popped up in 1850s Britain. London was the world's largest city then, home to many street performers.
So in London, they would move from curbstone to curbstone.
This is Paul Watt.
I'm in the Sir Zelman Cohen School of Music at Monash University in Melbourne, Australia.
We Skyped him from there. Paul's an ethnomusicologist. He studies the origins of music.
Any opportunity to talk about busking is a good thing.
Paul's especially interested in 19th century buskers in London, their daily routines, their favorite playing spots, and the public stigma toward them. Turns out, not a lot's changed.
There are street performers all over the world who make their living or attempt to make their living from busking.
Hey guys, this is Chloe, and I'm here to tell you about Studio To Be. It's a home for journalists, producers, and community engagement with offices in Oakland, Fresno, and Seattle. Studio To Be is a labor of love and an act of resilience, all rolled into one. If you have a new story idea or just need a place to camp while working on the next big thing, visit our website at studiotobe.com. More locations coming soon. If you think that your community needs a Studio To Be, let us know. Most people only see buskers while they're performing, but their work starts long before you see or hear them.
Here's Tamara Chance again. She's from Pacifica, about an hour's bus ride from the Bay Area Rapid Transit, or BART station, she plays in downtown San Francisco.
In the morning, get my chores done, take care of the dog, put on makeup, tennis shoes, rhythm and blues, go to the bus stop, which is 3/4 of a mile, thank you. $6.25, $6.50 to get one way to the city. Get off at BART, take care of my business. Vitamin V, vodka. If I see somebody's already there, I'm like, hey, how long are you going to be here? Then there's a shot of vitamin V, maybe a little puff of vitamin marijuana. Open up the guitar case, do some songs. People put money in my case, try to give them a nod. We're gonna have kids walking by, play some kids songs. Play for about an hour and a half, and then probably have to use the restroom. Gotta break everything down, repack it, get another shot, have another puff, make a couple more bucks, and keep going. At the end of the day, take more time breaking down. Next BART train, 15 minutes. Looking for that last bus to Pacifica. Walk past Winters, a tavern just down the street. Depending on the money, I might actually stop in for a brew or 6, and then it's kind of stumble home, crashing on the couch. Guitar's ready, my stack is ready, leave it all packed up, ready to go back out. And then away we go with the next day.
Every day.
Like Tamara does now, street musicians in Victorian London worked long hours.
There's lots of accounts of buskers starting from as early as 8 o'clock in the morning and working right through till 10 at night.
And they constantly moved around.
Wherever the crowd goes, they will follow. If there were races on, they would go to a race course.
In San Francisco's BART stations, Billy Banks doesn't work 14-hour days, but he spends countless hours practicing.
Billy's musical education starts in his hometown of Waco, Texas. He learns to play his first instrument at age 10.
It was a violin because they had a stupid program when I was in elementary.
Later, he plays saxophone and spends a semester in a college music program before dropping out and moving to California.
When I got here around 2004, I got a little toy guitar. The first song I learned was Freight Train.
Billy's sound develops as he practices. He teaches himself to fingerpick in a classical guitar style.
Now I play like everyday professional stuff.
Dwayne Oakley leads his own jazz trio in San Francisco. He's a veteran of the street music scene there.
I've been a musician for 45 years, I think, a little more.
Dwayne's a teenager when his brother, a saxophonist, suggests he play the stand-up bass.
You're big enough, why don't you try it? And I've been a bass player ever since.
Tamra also starts as a teen when her parents give her a guitar. At first, she plays for herself.
It's just something I'm doing because it's catchy and fun. I would get serious later on with my life. Well, it turns out I never did get serious in my life, and I still play the guitar.
To focus on her act, she sets a daily goal.
Always having a guitar in my hand. At some point during the day, every day, to do scales, do a couple of songs or something, just stay busy with the guitar in your hand.
Aside from years of practice, buskers have to incorporate strategy into their routines. It's not just what you play, it's where you play it.
In old London, buskers were everywhere. Critics complained that they were on every corner. Paul in Australia says they played local markets, public squares, and even in front of people's houses.
Literally at their front door. And there would be people sidestepping them on the curbside.
Today, you probably won't catch buskers in residential neighborhoods. But Billy tells us the strategy's basically the same.
You got to survey the foot traffic and you got to look at the people. That's what I do when I first busk a new spot.
Location can be the difference between boom or bust. So in his early days, Dwayne does his research.
The tourist industry was booming in San Francisco at that time, at that place. And I started exploring, trying to work out in the sunlight.
Like a Victorian-era busker, Dwayne follows the foot traffic to Union Square, where he finds
Maiden Lane,
a little alleyway lined with upscale boutiques and restaurants. Tourists come from all over to shop and dine. That makes it an ideal busking spot.
Just like any day job, it takes practice to get into the groove. Dwayne plays at the top of Maiden Lane for a while until another musician drops him a tip.
He suggested to me to come down with him down to the restaurant. And I went down and fell in love with it. It was the place to be.
The restaurant is the Mocha, an upscale Italian lunch joint with outdoor seating.
A great spot. I used to busk there.
Dwayne plays his bass there every day.
Tamra has her own list of haunts.
I do the Castro sometimes, I do the BART tubes, and I even got a couple of spots in Pacifica.
Her experience playing in the BART stations tells her
There's a couple of exits and entrances to the BART tube that you want to be at more than others.
No matter where they are, the Bay Area or Britain, buskers past and present have to deal with nature.
A lot of it depended on the weather, if it was hot or cold, wet or light.
Am I on the surface or am I in the BART? It depends on the time and the temperature.
for Billy, there's only one place to play his guitar.
It's a corridor, yeah. Oh, it's in Civic Center. It changed my life.
The long passageway in that BART station is Billy's spot.
It's almost like the engineers or whoever built it made it for busking. It's ethereal. It's got a crazy-ass acoustics. You come down those escalators. You start hearing music right when you're coming down there. And then they all turn into the corridor. So then you walk down a long hallway that's about, 20, 30 feet. Then you're into BART.
He learns the best times to be down there.
Got to take it very serious when people start